Hello, hello, hello. So I got a new deck. It's actually the first deck that I ever got. This is it. It's the Wildwood Tarot, and it was gifted to me by an ex-boyfriend of mine. And it's very European, it's very Western, it's very Celtic, it's very like animal based. Like this is an example. Sorry, the lighting is not very good. There's an example. Here there's a bird, a hawk, and I really liked this deck, and it was like my go-to deck, and I used this instead of the Rider-Waite for several years. Like I would use the Rider-Waite a little bit, but this was like my primary deck. And I threw it away along with all of my other decks, and I had several. Let me just scoop down a little bit. And I threw it away. And then my friend at work keeps getting animal totems all over her body. She just got a giant raven on her arm. She's got like a wolf. She's got like a bear. She keeps getting like these massive, like expensive tattoos of animals, like all over her deck, all over her body. And so I was reminded, I was like, what the animal fucking tarot? And she's been kind of like getting into tarot a little bit, like watching other people do tarot online. And I actually did something because I'm in university, so I'm studying to become a teacher. While I'm alongside a full-time job, I'm also in full-time school. So I'm doing something called a placement. Hello, hi, Queen Bean. Hello. I was just talking about this new tarot deck that I got. The Wildwood Tarot. Queen Bean, what's your... I'm single. Want to get a love reading, please. Everyone wants a love reading. All right, sure. What's your name? And what's your age? And what's your zodiac sign? And where do you live? Pooja 44. Your name's Pooja. You're 44 and you're in Cancer. And you live in Canada. Okay, cool. Interesting. Pooja. 44. Cancer. Canada. My dad's Canadian. You want a love reading? You're single? Okay. I've got a few decks here. If you don't mind, I'm drinking a beer tonight. What are you doing tonight? Or today or whatever time it is in Canada? I live in New Zealand. I'm American, but my boyfriend is Kiwi. What are you doing? You're just on the computer? Wanted to get a reading before sleep. You wanted to get a reading before sleep. So you've been like looking for tarot readings or something? Okay. Actually, I don't want to do this deck. Let me change my mind. I'm actually going to use my new deck. Sorry, hold on. All right. Gonna invite the spirit guides to come into the reading. God, Pooja's spirit team to come into the reading. Love life. 44 Pooja, Cancer, Canada. Come into the reading. These cards are pretty stiff because I've only had them for about a week or two. So, hard to shuffle. All right. Spirit, what is the general energy of Pooja's past history with relationships? Like, what is her pattern? What is Pooja's pattern with relationships? Spirit, what is Pooja's pattern with relationships? Spirit, what is Pooja's pattern with relationships? So you're Cancer, and I'm getting Foundation and the Shaman. I'm feeling like you are kind of the spiritual backbone of the relationship, and you're doing a lot of the maybe work around these people. So maybe you end up like doing a lot of the emotional. You're like carrying. You're like the foundation of. You end up being like supporting a supporting person. You maybe doing the cooking, the cleaning, the kind of. And also, it seems like you're like the spiritual backbone. Spirit. You said, yeah. You're like keeping the spirit, and that's pretty common for women. But I got the stout, the otter, which is a water-based animal. You're a water sign, so you're doing a lot of. I got the shaman. See that? The shaman. So you're like the spiritual powerhouse for the relationship. And I got the foundation of life. Like you're the backbone, like you're the rock. Like you keep things going, like you keep things with integrity, you keep things like the house running, you keep things moving. Like you're the backbone, like you're the bones of the relationship. You said I'm spiritual. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you are the one who's like doing all the witchcraft in the house. Like you're keeping things clean, you're lighting the incense, you're lighting the candles, you're like making offerings to the altar, you're doing the prayers every night. You're like trying to keep this thing going. An otter, if we think of an otter as in like sort of is also an aquatic, but also a they call it like a land animal. So it's like moving between water and land. So you're doing all this kind of crafty navigating of the, I think, spiritual and emotional landscape of these relationships. And you're like the foundation. So you're not a bad partner to have. You're like, you're actually like the ultimate female partner to have in a relationship. Like you're like the heart of the home. You're like the bedrock. You're the foundation. And you're agile. Like an otter is like an agile, like you're very like you keep the house running, you keep the relationship going. So you're like, you're like, it looks like you're like the ultimate like female relation like partner to have. Like yeah, like you're the witch. So anyway, that's cool. Spirit, what kind of relationships has Pooja had in the past? The ancestor. So maybe you've had, I got the ancestor. So maybe you've dated people who are within a certain theme, or who are the ancestor, or somehow you've had some kind of pattern, or they are of the same ethnicity as you, or they're of the same faith as you, or they come from like a similar soup. Like everyone's coming from like these men or women that you're interested in are coming from like a similar kind of faith or background or something. Or it could be ancestral karmic like patterns. Or what kind of relationship have you had in the past? The ancestor, like you're having like past lives, like you've had like relationships with people who are coming back from past lives and stuff like that. Maybe you've had karmic relationships. Yes, I have a pattern, emotional, unavailable, most of them. The ancestor. Yeah, and this speaks to ancestor. It speaks to the passage of time, and it speaks to like a pattern of a similar type of person. Spirit, what type of person has Pooja been in a relationship in the past? Spirit, what type of person has Pooja been in a relationship in the past? Spirit, what type of relationship has Pooja been in a relationship in the past? Spirit, what type of relationship has Pooja been in a relationship in the past? Spirit, what type of relationship has Pooja been in the past? Spirit, what type of relationship has Pooja been in the past? Spirit, what type of people are these? Like, what type of people are these people? Who are these people that she's been in? The Night Fisher. So, and then I finally got the Stout. I said the Stout earlier. The Night Fisher and Rebirth. So I got Rebirth and I got the Ancestor. So I'm seeing that you're getting like a pattern, a rebirth, like, and the Ancestor. So I'm getting like this kind of pattern of a person. And then I got the Stout and the Night Fisher. And you have to bear in mind that I just got this tarot deck. I did work with this tarot deck for a long time, but I don't remember the exact animal. I'm better at the Rider-Waite tarot deck, but I'm just trying to work with this new deck. So I'm going to actually look these up if you don't mind. So I got the Stout. I did remember that I did say the Stout, and I remembered that there was a Stout in here. So it's the Page of Bows. I'm just going to look up what that is. Page of Bows. I know this is kind of not very professional of me. I should know this offhand, but I've only had this deck for 2 weeks, and I've been on like a 8-year break from this deck, so I don't remember exactly what the Stout was supposed to mean. Secrecy, anonymity, extraordinariness, a prodigy, strange tidings, a free spirit. So maybe you've had these whimsical, secretive, maybe they just didn't share a lot. Maybe they cheated on you. vision, the appearance of a stranger. Maybe you were like in a relationship with somebody, but it felt like you were the stranger. Like they couldn't, like you felt like you were with a stranger. Does that make sense? So it says secrecy, like this kind of secretive person, this person who's like you can't fully be yourself around them. And then I got the Night Fisher, so the King of Arrows. So you're around like these mysterious, they're not even, it doesn't mean they're deep. It just means that you said, yeah, very unbalanced. Yeah, like they think that they're like all that, but they're like, it said the prodigy, like someone who's like, is like they're secret mysterious and they're trying to pretend like they're all that, but they're just like, maybe they're full of shit. Kingfisher. The Kingfisher is the King of Arrows. Okay, let's see. Where's the arrows? Arrows. And I apologize again for having to look this up, but I will get, as I work with this deck more, I'll get more familiar with it. I'm a lot better I have the Rider-Waite pretty much down and packed, but I'm not really. King of Arrows. King of Arrows is somebody intelligent, strength, watchful, counseling, the ability to judge truth from false. So maybe that's almost like a Hierophant or maybe an emperor kind of a person. So maybe you got some people who had some strength or they were like your typical like masculine guy, like strong or decisive or making decisions or kind of being like this kind of like typical kind of masculine energy. But I'm getting that in combination with somebody who's also at the same time, or maybe this represents different people. I don't know who I'm getting exactly. I'm getting that you're in some kind of pattern. So rebirth, like you're getting, another one of these motherfuckers. Like every relationship, you're like, oh shit, he's got kind of something similar, like it's a lot like the last guy has. The ancestor, like shit, got another one of these motherfuckers. Like they think they're all that and they're making these decisions, but stuff doesn't seem to lead anywhere. They're like, I'm gonna be the big man, but they're never really the big man. Like, really? Like what does it mean to be the big man? And with you, I'm getting that you are the shaman, like you are the foundation of life. Like you're a good woman and you're the stout, like you're navigating both water and land. Like you're navigating this spiritual landscape. Sorry, my camera is not very good. You're navigating this spiritual landscape and the emotional landscape of what it takes to have like the architecture of a relationship is a unique geometry, and it requires a foundation. It requires a source material. It requires a resource. It requires like the resource, like the resources from which you build the thing is like stone or bone or brick or wood or something like that. And you're providing that, but you're also doing a lot of this nitty-gritty kind of work navigating the space, and you're shaman. So it's looking like you're like you're like a good relationship, your partner to kind of have like last rating, right? Energy is strong. I might have a there was a person. Are you the person who jerked off to me last time? Thinking this was some kind of OnlyFans situation. I did have a guy who took a long pause and said that he had to clean his computer. And he kept sending me like love. He kept saying he loved me kind of thing. And I did like an hour and a half with this guy. And by the end, he just wanted to take it to 369 numerology. Okay. And by the end, he just wanted to take it to a private place or something. And it was just really, and I had to like sage my whole house, and it was really distressing. Well, it wasn't that distressing. It was pretty expected. As far as the male species is concerned, it wasn't that unexpected. But, it was one of those things. That's crazy. Yeah. This guy, and I kept trying to like lead the horse to water, but the horse just kept wanting to jerk off, like ultimately, and thought I was kind of some like free prostitute that he could use. And like, the energy's so good in here. God, you're so beautiful. God. And it was just like, it was really pedantic and boring ultimately. Is that you? I'm just wondering if that's you. Because I might figure out how to block you. If that's not you, I apologize. But there was this guy who did that. And surprisingly, I remember he was a Virgo. I'm like, Virgo? Really? Must have some kind of like Sagittarius rising, or maybe like a racy Aries moon or something. Anyways, what kind of energy of a person does Pooja need to attract into her life? And Pooja, just to be clear, are you interested in men or women or both, or trans people, or is there a certain type of person? Are you 9/9 Virgo? Oh, is this really the same person? You're interested in men. Okay. Okay, I think this might be that person. I might have to block them. Are you the same person from before who was it was like talking to a brick wall that was just like a horny brick, with just kind of a brick wall with a dick sticking, like a dick stuck to a brick wall, and it was kind of like I was trying to like make the dick, I was like flicking the dick, and I was like doing things to the dick, trying to make the dick something it could never really be. Is that who you are? I just want to make sure, because I need to see if I need to block you. Okay, I'm back. I'm ready now. Oh, okay. It is you. Okay, so I might need to block you. Just really quick. Report. Unwanted commercial content, pornography, child abuse. How do I block you? I don't know. I might just need to ignore you. I don't know how to do this. I'm not very, unfortunately. Remove channel activity. Remove. Can't say that on the chat. I can't say that on the chat. Like, so I might just have to ignore him. Okay, I'm just gonna freaking ignore you. I wish I could figure out how to block you. I could just ask him to leave, but last time he wasn't. Anything I said just shoo right over the head. And yeah, I spent like an hour and a half, and it was just like nothing behind the eye. He was just like, it was like fucking ridiculous. Anyway, report? I'm going to try to report you. Harassment and bullying. I'll say that. Sexual harassment. Sexual? This is harassing me. Report? Can I do that? Hide user on my channel. Yes, please. Okay. Okay, so I said hide user on my channel. It's under report. Okay, hold on. Thanks, girl. Let me try that again. Did I do that right? Pornography, child abuse, unwanted commercial content, or spam. Promotes terrorism, harassment, or bullying. It's just harassment, but it's like, if a moderator was to look at it now, this is harassing someone else. This is harassing me. Okay, report. Hopefully they can't. Hide user on my channel. Sorry to waste your time, Pooja, but I don't want this freaking scum on my channel. Anyway, we gotta set boundaries, and that's something I'm learning more about, like this kind of like, is he still here? He might still be here, but I'm not gonna entertain. I see two people watching, but I at the time, even I've grown so much since then. I've learned so much about the world. Like it's not that I'm becoming more conservative, but I'm almost like, if you give me a bad feeling, it's like, goodbye. See you later. It's, never mind. It's just one of those things. Anyway. Yeah, boundaries. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially as a woman. Anyway. Okay. What kind of man does Pooja, what's the energy of the man that Pooja needs in her life? What's the energy of the kind of man that Pooja needs in her life? The wheel? Maybe somebody who makes their own destiny, somebody who's like, they've like built themselves, like they've built themselves a career, they've built themselves a personality. The wheel, someone who's made their own destiny. Someone who's resilient. What kind of man does Pooja need in her life? Someone who's resilient, someone who can contribute financially, emotionally, so that you don't have to just be the rock. So someone who can also carry the burden. Obviously, this is what we're all looking for, but what kind of man, or someone who's to come in the future, the wheel, someone who's coming in the future, what kind of man does Pooja need in her life? Spirit, what kind of man does Pooja need in her life? Spirit, what kind of man does Pooja need in her life? Spirit, what kind of man does Pooja need in her life? Polar star, the polar star. See that? We're about to have an eclipse. The polar star, someone who you can, it's not that he's like daddy and you're like looking up to him as like this kind of father figure, but the polar star, someone who can be that guiding force in your life, someone who can be someone who, you follow the polar star, you follow the North Star, and you're like, it's like, in order to like, you follow the North Star, this kind of like guiding force, like a person who can lead, like a leader. So we're getting leader energy. We're getting someone who's making their own destiny, or who has already, or who makes their own destiny, a leader, a guiding light, also in the darkness. And it's a night. This is like a night. This isn't the sun. This isn't solar. This is someone who is also in touch with their emotions, because it's like a night-based energy. Sun would be more of that projective masculine energy, but nighttime is always like more feminine. But like the shining star in the night is like that guiding force at night, like the intuitive power of the night. So a man who's also in touch with his emotions, but he has like a leadership quality, but he does it within the darkness of the night. He does it not stealthily, but because that's a pattern, that might be a pattern with you, having like a kind of a stealthy man who has like a secretiveness to him. We're looking for someone who's like more transparent. He's just this shining light of transparency and guidance. Yes, leader. You say yes, leader. And Spirit, what kind of man does Pooja need in her life? The moon. Okay, the mirror. And then this is a moon again. I said the moon because that's from the mirror. Maybe something similar to you. Another, and like the Cancer. You're a fucking Cancer. Look at this. I got 2 moons. Maybe you need to find a Cancer man. Someone similar to you. Someone who can like match you emotionally. Someone who's emotionally mature. Someone who can be an emotional leader. Who can like have integrity, be honest. Own up to their mistakes. Own up to their wins. Own up to everything. Like an emotionally mature man who is making his own destiny. Wheel of Fortune. Making their own destiny, Wheel of Fortune, a leader. In the mirror, someone who has their own internal guidance system, like an emotional guy, like kind of someone in touch with their emotions. I want A male version of me. Yeah, yeah. Another Cancer, a water sign for a Cancer, a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. You might be into Capricorns. Like a Virgo is good for a Cancer. A Pisces is good for a Cancer. Taurus. The feminine, like generally the feminine signs, like Cancer, pretty much Cancer is like that. It's the base water. It's the first water sign. So it really is adaptable to lots of different types of people. You might have found in your life that you have been able to get along with like lots of different types of people. That guy has not made another comment on my video. He might be totally gone. I'm so happy. I love Taurians. My favorite Taurus. I love Tauruses too. And that's good for you as well because it's like the bottom part of the chart and it might feel like familiar to you, just those first couple signs. Like for me as a Capricorn, I tend to prefer like an Aquarius, like a Pisces, a Sagittarius, Scorpio to some extent. Like I prefer, like my boyfriend is a Capricorn. I tend to prefer those like elder signs, but like as a Cancer, like those like first couple signs have that similar essence about them and that juvenile like naivety, like energy. Like those first couple signs have like a lot of like energy and innocence and enthusiasm about life. And Taurus, yeah, it's stubborn and it can be angry sometimes, but it has like a kind of like a open, like a sweet innocence to it. Like a Taurus can have like just a sweetness to it that you won't find in like a different, like a Capricorn earth sign. Like the Taurus is like the most sweet earth sign that you can possibly get. Really would build a home for you, would do like, it would take the shirt off its back for you kind of thing. And is interested in some of those more cosmetic things like appearance and dress and food and wine and cheese and conversation and Cancer. What can you do for like long conversations at night, just sitting there lounging, drinking wine, having a beautiful conversation with a beautiful set of like food in front of you or something beautiful to watch on the television late at night. Like what really is a relationship between two people? Like it's like, it's just conversation, it's food, it's making a home, it's sharing duties, it's wisdom sharing, it's information sharing, it's like eye contact, it's physical contact, it's sex. Like what really comprises a relationship? And for a Cancer, yeah, it can be like those long-winded conversations. And I've dated a Cancer. It's like long-winded conversations in the night. A lot of time spent like snuggling in bed and just being warm and just being real, just being fucking real. And for the first couple signs of the zodiac, it's a lot of times it's like, I'm real, I'm here, I'm ready. Like I'm a child, I'm ready. Like I'm like, watch me do this somersault, watch me do a backflip, watch me listen to I'm just going to muse about something ridiculous for like the next hour and just listen and just nod your head and smile and drink wine as we just sit here. And that's where there's a real beauty in that. So like a Taurus with a Cancer is a beautiful pairing. So I have to agree with you there. They handle my snobbiness. Snobby. Yeah. My Cancer ex-boyfriend was very snobby in a certain kind of way. Yeah. There can be kind of a certain snobbiness to a Cancer. It's just with Cancer, it's tea and it's biscuits and having everything just so and having a beautiful conversation. Never like an awkward hiccup. You don't ever want like an awkward hiccup. Hey there, it's been a minute. I don't know. Hello, person. But with Cancer, yeah, you don't ever want like you just want things to be smooth, like like water, just they flow and stuff. And we want that to kind of flow. And Cancers will take on a lot of they'll just absorb a lot of emotional debris and stuff like that in the relationship, and they'll endure and they'll put up with a lot of shit until they reach a breaking point, and that's when you see a Cancer crash out, as they say. You don't remember me? You did a reading for me last time. Sorry, I don't remember much. Will I meet Mr. Right in September or October? Mr. Right. Okay, so I've said, what kind of person in a relationship are you? I'm seeing you're like the spiritual backbone, and you're the backbone of the house. Maybe you're doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Like you're just like the rock. You're the rock. I'm seeing this pattern that you're having with men, and a kind of man who's not really upfront. He's a little bit weaselly. The stout could also be equated to the animal, the weasel. I'm getting kind of a weaselly energy with a man, but also he's kind of like pretensing like he's a leader. Maybe you've had some good relationships. I don't know. I don't know that all of your I didn't get any like really harrowing information about your past relationships. I'm getting there might just be a certain kind of a man who's a lot of talk, a lot of bark, and no bite. And it's kind of like a pattern. And it doesn't lead anywhere, and you do a lot of the like real work behind the scenes, and then I don't know what happens. It just things fall to pieces maybe, or as things naturally do, or maybe things you're just like, I just don't love you. I just don't think this is gonna work. Like it's just things fall to pieces at some point. And maybe it's not like a crash and burn type of thing every time. Maybe it's just kind of like a natural unraveling of a relationship. Yes, things get stagnant. Yeah, I'm not seeing like a major like crash and burn energy. I'm just getting like you're this, I'm that. It's just oil. It's just, it's kind of like, it's not really. But I'm getting the type of man you're looking for is lunar. He's like night. He's like nighttime. He's like gonna stay up at night with you. He's got feminine. He's like similar to you. You're looking for someone who's similar to you. And I did get the wheel, and I'm getting someone. I might need to clarify what the wheel is all about. But when I read it, I thought someone who's like making their own destiny. They're like they're like flowing with the tides of the time. They're flowing with time, and they're making their own destiny. So we'll see about like when is this going to happen, or how is this going to happen? Spirit, you have a timeline. So and Cancer is opposite Capricorn. So oftentimes with your opposite sign, you'll have traits that are like similar to your opposite sign. So with Capricorn's a very time-based energy. So it's very like nuts and bolts of time, like time. So you've asked, as a Cancer, you have actually a timeline. So you're saying, I want to get married now. Oh my God, you want to get married now, girl. I'm gonna break it to you, but September, I will meet him right in September or October. Spirit, what is the energy of meeting somebody in September or October? Spirit, what is the energy of meeting somebody soon for puja? Spirit, what is the energy of meeting? That's kind of a shallow goal to have, like marriage. It might be a cultural thing with you, puja table. I'm getting you might be Indian or something like that, and marriage is a big thing, and it never happened for you, so it is cultural. Yeah, so like maybe mom and dad are still like sending you text messages or calling you like, Pooja, when are you going to get married? Yes, East Indian. Yeah, so it's like, when is this like marriage thing gonna happen? Girl, I'm not a counseling service. But I'm also not your Western dictionary about how to live in the West. And be a feminist and be your own woman and stand up for yourself and be on your own timeline and be your own witch and be your own feminist and live your own life and make your own money. I'm not gonna train you in how to do that either. If this is a cultural thing for you, like I gotta get married. And girl, I'm sure they've been those parents or uncles or aunties or cousins, everyone you've seen a lot of people getting married and you're 44 and you're like it never happened for you. And like it should have happened at 22 kind of thing. So it's probably been a very, in your personal experience, as you've experienced it, you've probably felt a lot of pain that it never happened for you and a lot of like social pressure. I'm just trying to picture how that is because my parents don't give a shit. My parents don't care if I have a baby. They don't care if I'm married. All my mom cares is that I'm skinny and pretty and rich. That's what my mom, that's my pressure. Skinny, she wants me to be skinny. She wants me to be pretty. And she wants me to be rich. And she would like me to attract a rich man into my life. And I have attracted a man who's like provided like a house for me and stuff like that and different things. And I won't get into the details, but we're pretty well off and we don't have many expenses and stuff. So I have, in a way, I have fulfilled the ancestors' freaking destiny. I have done my mother's will. Thank God bless. Mwah. And I work out every day. I'm pretty fit. I'm fairly pretty. I'm doing good. Skinny and pretty is a must in my culture. Yeah. And do you see the lie? Do you see the lie? But I'm a thick girl. Oh, shame. Oh, great shame. Oh, great shame. Your thighs rub together. Shame on the family. Shame on the Indian family. LOL. Sorry. But seriously, it probably has like brought you some pain and maybe even a great deal of pain, especially as a cancer. Cancers are always worried with like their cancer and their weight is always a big, you go up and down in weight, like eating, you're always counting calories. Cancers, I know cancers are weight for a cancer is a huge thing. Any lunar based person, the moon, eating, food, weight, appearance, like but also cancers will often have a very beautiful face. So you probably have a very beautiful face and you've probably retained a very like beautiful face even into your 40s. So but yeah, this when am I going to get married and is it going to happen in October? Or am I going to meet that guy in October? And you're hanging around the fucking hallways of the internet looking for tarot readers asking about this. So this must really be on your mind. But I do want a marriage. I think it's a beautiful thing. Okay. Spirit, what is the energy of Spirit? What is the energy of meeting a man within the next couple months? Spirit, what is the energy of meeting a man in the next... Spirit, what kind of man will come into... I just want to meet the right person. Marriage can happen in its own time. Spirit, what is the energy of meeting a man? Let's see. Skill? So skill, resourcefulness. Skill? What is the energy of meeting a man? Skill. So I'm getting that you might need to be resourceful. It's like using the dating apps, like skillful. You need to be skillful in the way that you're going about this. Skillful in the way that you're dressing, skillful in the way that you're appearing. For men are visual and like skillful in the way going on the dating apps, resourceful. Like you need to be going on the dating apps, making your profile immaculate, like like, the way that you're presenting yourself on the internet, on the dating apps, and also in real life, going out, skillful about the places you're going out to. So you're going to the bar, or you're going to the dance club, or you're going to the music show, or wherever it is you go in Canada, and you're like presenting yourself as this available woman. You're being skillful about how you're putting yourself out there. So I'm getting that you're needing to refine your approach to finding a man, because it's not just going to come to you. You're going to have to be skillful in the way that you go about it. It's going to require some skill, so some focus and some skill. You said yes, doing that. Spirit, what is the energy of finding a man in the next few years? So you'd have to be very skillful in the next few months. I got insecurity. Insecurity about your appearance, insecurity about your conversation. We're insecure about our profile, insecure could be, 44, insecure about our age, insecure about our past, insecure about our level of education, our where we are in our career, insecure about something. I'm getting insecurity could be a block for you. Insecurity, I'm getting skill, insecurity. So maybe it's overcoming the insecurity. That's empowering. I want to empower you. Maybe overcoming whatever insecurities you might be having, like nervousness, like rumination. When is the man going to come? Insecurity. I'm getting a sense that you need, like, I would take mushrooms or something. Mushrooms are legal in Canada. Take some mushrooms in your fucking house. Take all your clothes off and like dance and just feel that Cancer energy and just move and groove and get into this, like, see this girl, she's got her clothes off. She's a mermaid. You just taking this clothes off. I know it's not, I don't know if it's cold. It's he said, okay. I know, but it's like, how do we overcome insecurity? We can journal about it. You could go to a therapist. You could just put yourself out there and hope for the best, but you could also take mushrooms or do something radical and like just to shift yourself right out of that insecurity. Like, I'm in counseling. Yeah, gives you some counseling, but that's a really long road. It often takes years and years and years. And counselors often don't really want to be there. They're kind of like half listening. They're not really listening to you. Even if it seems like they are. Counseling, but like mushrooms, wait, get some mushrooms, get some weed, and then go crazy in your room and look at yourself in the mirror and like take your clothes off and just shit me those fucking boobs, and I don't know what you do. Just get free and happy. Because we want to bring this person in. We want to bring this person in and get over these insecurities. It's all futile. Relationships. Anyway, working on my attachment style, 10 years now. Oh, girl. Oh, are we always healing? Do we always have to heal? Are we always healing? Are we always journaling? Can we just take mushrooms and dance with our clothes off? Are we always healing? Are we always talking? Like, are we always like getting over? Like, can we just, you saw how that parasite who came into my chat and I just had to block him immediately? No, I don't have time for it anymore. In the world, and we see Palestine, we see what's going on. We see what's going on in the world, Sudan. We see what's going on in Ukraine. And it's just like, there's a lot of evil motherfuckers out there. And there's a lot of bad people. There's a lot of badness. There's a lot of corruption. I mean, just billionaires and stuff like that. And it's just like a gross kind of world. And it's a hard kind of a life. And life is short, and then sooner or later we'll be dead. And it's like, are we always going to just be healing and crying? Like, let's not cry. Let's just live. Let's just live for once. Spirit, when is this man, Spirit, when is this man always healing? I'm a bird with a broken wing. I'm always a bird with a broken wing. It's like changing this image of ourselves. And counselors will validate that. They'll be like, yes, you're a bird with a broken wing. And then you'll be wrapped into this cycle of paying them, to keep saying, to just keep breadcrumbing you along on this like journey of like healing for ages with this person who's maybe never felt what it's like to be a human woman, and to be like a feral human witch. Like she's always just been school, work, marriage, like psychology degree, these kind of women who like, or these men who get into psychology and they're just kind of like almost voyeuristically interested in fucked up people. That's therapists are often just kind of like curious about fucked up people. They're because they're a little bit weird. Like I'm a little bit strange. So are you a little bit strange? Like that's what a therapist is like. They're just like I don't know. Do we trust them? Have they? Who is the greatest counsel? Like where are the counselors? Where are the real empaths in this world anymore? Like I think empathy is running dry for a lot of us, as we're seeing what's happening all over the world and the kind of people that are all over the world, and rapists and child abusers and terrible, and then religious fanatic people like Christians and Islam people and all these people who are just freaking fucking crazy. Like, are there any healers in the world left? And where's the empathy gone? You see Generation Z and Alpha? Like I'm a teacher. I'm actually a teacher. That's my profession. I'm a teacher. That's how I make money. These kids don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. And Generation Z, it's all about looking in the mirror. It's all about plastic surgery. It's all about me. And then these religious fanatics, it's all about their their nuclear little family or their religion, or growing their religion, growing Islam, growing Christianity, growing these religions, taking over the world. It's like people are very self-centered. So, and then you have these bleeding heart liberal people who are like trans and LGBT and give money to poor people and help people on the streets and help save everybody. And it's like it's like they're not taking care of themselves, and it's just a lot of screaming and crying and just crying and crying. And that kind of person who's got the sign and they're at the protest, if you got them in a conversation in a room and you ask that person, will you heal me? Can you heal me? You seem to love everybody. Are you going to heal me? What can you say to me? They would just be standing there with their sign like, crying. They have nothing to fucking offer you. Like I've been around hippies. If you get in close quarter, you're like, okay, you are the great healer. You're the great healer. Heal me. They have nothing they can't do anything. They're just eternally crying. They're crying their whole life. They're crying. There's nothing. And then the Christians and the Islam and the conservatives, they don't give a fuck about you. They're reading their holy books, but they also don't care about the environment, and they don't care about animals. They like eat animals. And they only care about themselves and their group, and it's like, where are the real healers? I don't know how I got on this tangent. Anyway, but like, who's going to really heal you? A counselor. It's like, good luck. You should take mushrooms. Just do it yourself. And like the selfishness. And so there is something about this selfishness. There is something about Aleister Crowley, who said, every man is a star. There is something about, and Andy Warhol said, every man will have 15 minutes of fame. Like you might have had a post on social media that in your one little lifetime that got the most views of any post ever. Like every man will be famous. Every man will, for like 10 seconds, every man will be a shining star for just a little blip in time, or every man is his own hero. Every man has to save himself. And then marriage, we talk about marriage is like going into this union with this other person who has your back. And you have to find somebody who's not a complete narcissist. And that's a huge word. And we talk about narcissists. It's like all over social media. He's a narcissist. She's a narcissist. They're a narcissist. Everyone's a fucking narcissist. You just have to find a narcissist who actually can maybe like take a break from being a narcissist for a little bit to like care about you for a little bit, like someone who can coexist with you, who can have empathy for you, who can share duties with you. You know, you cook dinner, he cleans the dishes. You do the laundry, he mops the floors. It's just like sharing duties. It's like sleeping in bed. You snuggle together, watch a movie. It's like this kind of like simplistic union of two people in splitting bills, paying the mortgage together, having the big Indian fucking wedding that your parents have been waiting for the past 20 years. All these external demands that our parents and our teachers and society has on us, and it's just weighing us down. And that's why people are like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna like get plastic surgery. I'm gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna get the boob job. I'm gonna be a girl boss. Or the guys are like, I'm gonna be a big man, get a macho. I don't give a fuck what people tell me I should be. I'm gonna be like my own hero. And that's what we're seeing on social media. You're just like scrolling through a bunch of people that are like, I am a hero. I'm my own hero. I'm my own hero. It's hard to be alive right now, and it's hard to pair up with people at this point in time. It's not like boomers. Boomers are unique people. They actually will make eye contact. They actually kind of care. They'll have like the long-winded conversation. Like they'll spend time. They actually have empathy. They actually have like empathy, even though we think that they don't. We think that they ruined the economy, or we think something like. And boomers actually, they've got it. They've got it. They've got some of that humanness that I think is going away. And as we're seeing like more AI and robots and like people, like it's just getting a little bit more it's getting a little bit more, it's just getting like empathy is fading off. We're just going into our own like little bubbles, our own little worlds and stuff like that. And that's what everyone's doing. But there are still like those liberal people who are marching on the streets, and they're trying to make everybody love everybody. But would you really want to be in a close bond with somebody who's always crying, or who's always like, who's trying to force connection between people? Like, you know, we're seeing this a lot in Europe right now, where like courts are like, they're making excuses for like pedophiles, or they're making excuses for rapists, and they're saying, oh, they have trauma, that's why they raped. Or they're trying to like excuse or build a story out of these people who have done something terrible, and say, oh, it's we need to understand these villains. We need to like love them. We'll just hug it out of them. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, I went on a long tangent. I'm gonna drink some beer. I've been drinking. The only reason I got it, we've gone on way off topic. We're gonna hug it out of them. Yeah, let's try that. It's precarious when you're trying to get in a relationship with a man. There's only very few special men, like really special men. Like I feel like I have a very special man. He's just like a good guy, like, and he really cares about other people. Like my man like really cares about other people. Um yes, few men. Yeah, very few men. There's such few good men. There's like, I'm so sorry. Like, maybe this is what your mother needed to tell you is like, you don't need to get married. Maybe you needed to hear this from your own mother. Like, you don't need to get married. You don't need to find this special person. Like, there are men, it's such a hard, you are perfect the way you are. It's so hard out there. And if you don't find him, girl, I get it. Cause like most of these men out here, most of these people in this world, it's like, it's so hard to find like a diamond in the rough. It's so hard to find the needle in the haystack. Like there's so many, that's why the swipe on the Tinder, swipe, swipe, swipe. It's just like a bunch of nonsense. People, and it's true what the liberals said, like these people said, like people have a lot of trauma, they have a lot of heartache, like just I don't know, it's these men out here, these men, these women, also these women, these women, and but I would say the women are a lot more, you can work with a woman. Like I've been in relationship. I'm like bisexual, so like women are great. Like, and I work with women. I work with mostly women, and like women are fabulous. And it's always the fucking man who's like not pulling his weight. He's not doing anything around the house. He's not helping with the children. He's not showing up. He doesn't do like, and the woman like, and now the woman is expected to work and do all the raising the children and running the household and doing scheduling the appointments, scheduling the doctor's appointments, like doing it all. It's just like yeah, it's hard. Anyway, Spirit, what is the energy of finding a man in the next few months? Let's see. The Green Man. The Green Man. Ooh, an earth sign. Maybe a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Maybe this man is coming. But maybe we need to overcome our insecurities and skill, apply some effort. So as you hear me saying, like we need to like boundaries. I had to block that guy. We need to be really skillful about he said, nice. Yeah, nice. I asked, when's this guy coming? I got the Green Man. Awesome. That's like the Emperor in the tarot deck, or like the Emperor, like a man, or any kind of king or something. Like skillful about how we do it, tasteful, a woman in her 40s, tastefully dressing, tasteful makeup, beautiful hair, just nicely combed, nicely clean, smelling good, shaved, whatever, like skillful, making your profile on the Tinder or the Bumble or whatever, making that very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. You as a Cancer, I'm a Capricorn, I'm a little bit more like this, but seeing reality for what it is, and then whatever. As a Cancer, we have aesthetics to bear in mind. We have the way it's presented, the beautiful way that we say it, the beautiful way that we go about it, having our integrity intact as we go about it, not selling ourselves short, not wearing a short little skirt with our boobs puffed up or something, or doing anything that's tacky or juvenile or shitty, or just below us or something. You're just being tasteful and skillful about it. But I did get the insecurity card, so I'm just seeing that we're having some insecurities about it. And I think pressure from your family, probably for so many years, has created some in a pattern of bad men. And when is the real man going to come along? Has probably created this like vacuum inside of you, inside your heart, where you're like, when is this man? Am I not enough? Or like questioning yourself, questioning the type of man that I'm keep attracting. Is there something wrong with me that I keep attracting these fucking boring, stagnant men into my life? Like, what's wrong with me? And And like in these visions that we have when we're children, like the beautiful wedding, the beautiful marriage and stuff like that, sometimes those things that we develop as children and through our culture and through our childhood and upbringing, like they never die, like even as we're old. But as people, and like I have a lot of Scorpio, so I've like had a lot of change. I've done a lot of changing in my life, like completely upheaving, like preconceived ideas, preconceived personalities, like pre-existing like archetypes. Like I've just completely like revamped my entire life like multiple times. And I think that's something that we need to do. We need to see that the expectations of our family and the expectations that we had as a child, just it's okay that they change when we get older. It's okay. Like it's okay. It's okay if you don't get married. It's okay if you find a guy and you guys just are like boyfriend girlfriend, and you just live with each other and do that for the rest of your life. You never have the marriage, you never talk about it, you just like live in harmony together, and then you just die and whatever. Like it's okay if it doesn't come out the way it was like supposed to from like your childhood vision or from your parents vision for you. It's okay if it's not like that. It's okay, and it's cool. It means you're evolving. It means the species is evolving. It means the karma is evolving. It means like the world is evolving. And you know, the green man. And let's look up some of the keywords for the green man. This is good. I'm seeing a man. The great father, the patriarch of nature, the king and the land are one, the dark man of the sacred oak, the heart of the Pendragon, the Dagda. Okay, these are some like Western Celtic, perhaps pagan references that I'm maybe not clocking to, and I'm not standing on 10 toes. I'm not standing on business with some of these terms, but I'm getting like a natural man, like a real, maybe he's got like a beard, or like he's like a Taurus, like a cute Taurus, like maybe an older guy, like an older man, like the Rider Waite, probably the Hierophant. Yeah, the hero, maybe like a Hierophant. Maybe he's like a academic-y kind of a studious kind of a guy. I'm getting more of a nature, maybe like a Pan kind of a thing, even like a devil. Or like an emperor with a mix of like an emperor with a mix of like an empress energy. Like the combination of the two, because this is like nature based. So I'm getting earth sign. I'm just getting earth sign. And like maybe you ask that. You're like, what's your birthday? but his like sign, because like we have a whole chart. So even if he's like a Gemini, he might have like Taurus moon, Taurus rising, Taurus Venus, Taurus Saturn. You never know. So sometimes some people's sun sign isn't going to be like the full picture. But you'll get a sense of him if he's got like a warmth to him and he's got like a naturalness about him. Often like the hair, you see, like I'm a Capricorn, like the hair is like lots of hair, lots of like just natural material. Maybe like the way he dresses, like earth tone materials and things like that. The way he talks is very like earthy. Maybe his job is like he does something with his hands, or he does something real, like he's like a builder, he's an electrician, he's a plumber, he's a carpenter, he's a freaking, he works with children, he does something really in the here and now kind of a thing. The green man, he's generous, he does something, a grant writer for charities, like, or something with a real, not something, we're trying to get away from this stout, like doing something that's kind of like information, like in a cubicle, like on a computer, like it's all kind of imagination and fantasy and stupid and not real. Like he does something that's like real and has like a direct impact. You know what I mean? He's not just like a lawyer negotiating, or he's an accountant or a finance guy or something that's just like fake. I'm getting like this sense that you need someone who's really like earthy. You said, yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. Okay, Spirit, what are the challenges that Pooja will face? Humanitarian types, maybe humanitarian, or I don't know if he's humanitarian. Yeah, he could be humanitarian. You said that, so maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want somebody. I am an accountant. Yeah, you're gonna be replaced in 5 years, girl. That's okay because you'll be on universal basic income. But a doctor. A doctor. You know, something with something with his hands, you know. What are the challenges that Pooja will face in finding this man? What are the challenges that Pooja will face in finding this man? What are the challenges that Pooja will face in finding this man? And I love how your name is Pooja, because a puja table is an altar. Maybe you should get an altar and start making offerings. That's an interesting idea. A puja table with offerings, maybe a goddess or deity or something that's related to your culture or your background, like Ganesh or something. I don't know if you're Hindu or whatever you are. I know I work with South Indian families who are Christian. There's so many different cultures and languages in India. I don't know what you work with. Yes, we have it. Oh, yes, we have it. Okay, so you're onto that. Okay, anyway, what are the challenges that Pooja will face in finding this man? Dedication. I'm getting a sense that maybe you're not going to have enough time. Dedication. Maybe you're a little jaded from your past relationships that you can't fully, in your heart, like dedicate yourself to another person. Maybe we have an issue here of alliances, of allegiance. Like you can't really yet dedicate yourself to a man at this point in time. Maybe you can't dedicate the time that it takes to really manifest a person. It's a big thing to manifest a person in your life. Dedication. Spirit, what are the challenges that Pooja will face in finding this man? Decision. See that? Decision. Deciding. Maybe deciding, like, is this decision? It's pretty obvious. Like doubting yourself, second guessing yourself. Decision, like being direct, making a decision. Like, I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to go on the date. Or when he's there in front of you and he's asking you to go on another date, you can't decide. Do I want to do it? Do I want to give this guy another opportunity or do I not? decision. Maybe that's something that you deal with a lot, like ruminating, like you can't make a clear decision. Right. Self-doubt. Yeah, self-doubt. Decision. So in that sense, you need to be more decisive and clear. Setting boundaries, like we talked about today. I think boundaries has been a big theme with our reading today. Boundaries and being direct and being a strong female. And like forgetting what our pressure of our family and our culture and stuff. Being a modern female, making decisions and dedication and really seeing. So if he is really sparking joy in you, if it's like I can't dedication, if if there's a lack of dedication, it's like, is your heart really in it? And if you're meeting a guy or something, or you somehow interact with a guy and there's just no spark there, maybe it's hard when you're older, because when you're young, you're just such like a puppy. You're like, you're just excited to meet anybody and everybody, and like the juices are flowing and you're feeling good in your body and you're young and you're beautiful and everything. And it just all seems to happen so quickly for so many people. And when we get older, we lose a lot of that spark. We actually do. We lose that willingness to like engage, and it takes a lot for us to get out of the house. It takes a lot for us to like get out of bed. It just takes a little bit more for us to like get into it. So when we decide to dedicate ourselves to something, it's kind of like a big effort. When we get older, it's like it just takes a lot more energy. So boundaries and clarity. Yeah. So decision. Challenge with decision. Being clear, clarity, decision. Spirit, what are some challenges that Pooja will face in finding this man? So being clear and not letting anyone trample over you. Just because a man's giving you attention doesn't mean, don't let a man trample over you. Don't, just because a man's being nice or something like that, you still need to be yourself and be like, have some self-worth. And have some self-worth. Even if someone's being nice to you, doesn't mean you need to play nice with them. Like that guy who was just on here before, the whole time during that reading for him last time, he was like, the energy's so good in here. You're so beautiful. You're so wonderful. You're so la 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 la. He was doing that the whole fucking time. But he had other things in mind. And I didn't set any clear boundaries with him. I just kept letting it happen and letting it happen. I just kept being trampled over the entire time. We lose hope with aging. We just get, it's a natural, we lose hope. If we had expectations that something was supposed to happen and it didn't happen, then we could lose hope. Yeah. We get more realistic as we get older. Hopefully. Do we lose hope as we get older? I hope we don't lose hope. I think we just get more realistic and we start to see things for what they are. And it's not so cute. Because when you're young, that's why older men love younger women, because they're so hopeful and they just think, and they'll buy into all your bullshit. Yeah, we're gonna make $1 million. We're gonna do. It's gonna happen. They just believe so much that something wonderful is gonna happen. It's just really attractive to like aging men who are starting to go a bit gray. That's why they are attracted to young girls, because of, I guess, the hopefulness. Yeah. The hopefulness, the energy, the juvenile, the free-spiritedness, seemingly. But when you get older, you learn more. And when you learn more, you know more. And when you know more, you can see shit for what it really is. And when you can see shit for what it really is, you're like, you can't be, if a man can't appreciate a woman who has boundaries, he's a child. When you're an older woman, you have boundaries. You've seen some shit. You've been through some shit. It doesn't mean you don't have any hope. You have hope. I have hope. Girl, I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to make some money. I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to eat some beautiful food and I'm going to have some beautiful experiences. I'm going to I can still see a sunset and be amazed. I can still have beautiful experiences. Your whole life, you can still have beautiful experiences. Hope, it's not that hope goes away. It's just that you know more. You're smarter when you get older. By niceness of yes, not getting carried away. Spirit, what are some challenges that Pooja will face? Spirit, what are some challenges that Pooja will face? Boredom. I got boredom. It's maybe not so exciting. I mean, this is typical late in life dating shit that I'm getting, like decision, dedication, like a lack of dedication, not being able to make it, like nothing's really standing out to me here. This is a little bit boring. You're boring. Like some guy who's just like, hi, I'm a lawyer, or hi, oh, you're beautiful. Oh, there's some like an older guy who's like bored, like something bored, like a boring. It's boring. And I think we need to come to peace with the fact that it's not going to be the same kind of relationship as we have in our early 20s or our mid 20s. Dating we need to like come to peace, like really come to peace. Like this is a different ball game. Like dating in your 40s is not the same as dating in your 20s. It's not the same. And it's boring. And as we get older, we do become a little bit set in our ways. And we do become a little bit boring. So we need to accept the fact that he might be a little bit boring. A Taurus is not naturally a Earth, like an older man, it might not be exciting, and maybe we need to accept that. Another card that I got is that a challenge for you is generosity. I got boredom and generosity. So you might trying to find this man so much, you might give so much of yourself away. You might be so generous or something, or you might like give him so much of your time, or you're texting him all day or something. Be so generous. A challenge is that you're too generous. You're too needy. Neediness is a Cancer thing. You might be a little bit too generous with men that don't deserve your time, wasting time, and not being able to make a clear decision. So that's, again, setting boundaries, like making quick decisions, trying to make a little bit more quick decisions. Reading, using your intuitive powers, the lunar moon, Cancer, using your intuitive powers, make quicker decisions. You said, yeah, I am generous. Yeah. Don't be too generous. You need to make, a decision like, okay, this is a waste of my time. This is boring. This is really boring. Or, no, this isn't going to work. And like you said, some of your relationships got stagnant. They just got stagnant. You say, oh, this is just going to be another boring relationship that goes nowhere. And dedication. I'm going to just keep dedication. I'm just going to keep trying and trying to make it fit together, but it doesn't quite fit together. Like, Spirit, what is the energy of Pooja finding a relationship? Spirit, what is the energy of Pooja finding a relationship? Spirit, what is the energy of Pooja finding a relationship? Mourning. I got mourning. This is about grieving. The energy of finding a relationship, mourning. Spirit, what is the energy of Pooja finding a relationship? Spirit, what is the energy of Pooja finding a man to be in a relationship with her? Spirit, what is the energy? A hooded man. This is almost like the Hermit. See that? The hooded man. I think we're mourning what could have, should have, would have been. The thing that should have happened, could have happened by your mother and father and cultural standards. I think we're mourning the thing that never happened by now. Like a grieving process. It's the energy of finding this man. Fully mourning and letting it go. Just letting it go. Having a grieving, having a crying side, just letting it go. It never happened in my 20s. It never happened in my 30s. It's almost like there's a death energy with this whole notion. And maybe this is something that a reader wouldn't probably, and your therapist wouldn't tell you. A therapist would keep saying, yes, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. But I think they're in this dynamic with you and finding a relationship. There is a death. There's a lot of karma. There's like a death energy. There's like, because I don't think it's anything that's your fault, and it's not something that's wrong with you. It's just that there was so much expectation on you to have this relationship and to be married by now that there's something that you need to mourn. It's something that you need to like grieve, like it almost died. The dream died. And that's okay. It's nothing that's wrong with you. It's just something that people in society and your culture and your parents put on you. And you're like, well, fuck it. I became an accountant. I'm paying a mortgage. I did a lot of other things. I learned to love myself. I did a lot of other things in life. I have friendships. I have other things. But yeah, the relationship never, and I need you like mourning. There's a death energy with this. And I don't think it's your fault. I think it's the karma that you were born into. I think it's their fault. Yeah, death of a dream. It's the death of a dream. You know, the big Indian wedding, and I've been to them. I've been to some Indian weddings. And it's a fucking theater. It's a fucking show. It's a whole fucking, they put the woman up on a thing and they parade her around like she's the magic virgin. Flowers and beautiful food and milk, and like every one of them, hundreds of people. It's like a fucking theater. And then I got, what's the energy of this man coming into the life? The hooded man. So maybe somebody who's coming in, like this is a hermit kind of a thing. I'm getting somebody who's coming in the back door or something that happens unexpected. And I don't think it's something that me as a reader can tell you. I think this is something that happens through synchronicity. It's like you're at a coffee shop or in like a weird scenario, and it might have not. I don't think it's girl. I don't know. You know, as honestly with all this energy, I'm not getting it's going to happen in a month or 2 months or September or October. I'm not getting a sense that he's coming in. It might happen when you're 50. It might happen in 2 years, 3 years. This person who slides in like sneaky, like, but when I asked, how do we do this? I got skill. And that's any modern woman. Even if you're young and beautiful, you got to be skillful. You got to go out. You can't just sit in your house and go to work and then go home and go to your work and go home. You got to like go out to other third locations. You have to go to you have to go to parties. You have to go to clubs. You got to do shit. You got to go out to like these places. I don't know. I don't go to these places. Oh, yes, I do. Sometimes. I'm a Capricorn. So Capricorns, we sometimes do crazy shit. So sometimes I go out and I party. Rare, but it builds and builds and builds and builds, and then one day I just go and I go out, and yeah, and I make a bunch of friends and I do something weird, and then I make a bunch of connections. But for you, I'm getting a skillful like planning, like going out there and like talking to people and like tapping people on the shoulder. Hi, how are you? Like having a drink, like, and that's like real world meeting people. Going to like speed dating things in Canada, like a speed dating, or you know, the apps. And I don't know how people. I'm so sorry. Mourning. I'm crying. I'm mourning for you too. I don't know how people find people. Every relationship I've ever had has been very much like the hooded man. It's like they just kind of fall into my lap. My first relationship, I met her at my work. My second relationship, I met him at a party and he kissed me on the forehead and invited me to breakfast the next day. And we were drunk off our tits, and I was like 23 or 4. My other relationship, I met through a psychic. My current relationship, I met through a psychic. She introduced me to him. And I talked to him for 2 years on the internet. And we were just best friends. He was my best friend. And then one day he invited me to come to New Zealand. So I took an airplane to New Zealand. And I met him. And we just like instantly fell in love. It instantly became a romance story. And then we spent 3 weeks together in New Zealand. And by the last day, he looked at me and he said, "Move it. I want you to move in with me." So I went back to America. I got rid of my apartment. I got rid of the lease. I sold all my shit. I just had 2 suitcases. I got a visa, a working visa. And I took my 2 suitcases and my little visa and I went back to New Zealand. And I've been here for 7 years. So I don't know. I've never been on the dating apps. I've never actually intentionally tried to meet a man or a woman. They always just came to me or somehow came to me. Anytime I have tried to meet people or like put myself out there or like get dressed and get my makeup done and go out to a bar, nothing happens. Nothing has ever happened for me. That's not very hopeful for you. But every time I've had a relationship, they've come through the back door, kind of a thing. The hooded man. So I'm getting a sense that we need to fully let go of our parents and our own expectations. We need to grieve that. I would recommend getting some mushrooms, getting in your room, getting a journal, dancing, getting it, or not drug. I don't know if you need drugs, but drugs help. Just like especially if you just do them like once or twice a year. Like take off a week from work, get a little bit of mushrooms, and have this big crying morning, letting it go, letting go, accepting yourself, accepting your insecurities, having this big cry session where you just let yourself be who you are, your animal self, like flesh and bone and meat and all this kind of shit. Just letting yourself be who you are. And like even looking in the mirror, just looking in the mirror for ages, like, just looking at yourself, accepting yourself, accepting who you are, like accepting what your life has been. What's gone right, what's gone, getting it out of your system. A counselor can't do that for you. I've never had a counselor who could ever do shit for me. And I've spent years in therapy, actually. I had a therapist who really like motivated me. I had this one therapist who like really like kind of got me out because I was depressed. They kind of like motivated me. So they kind of got me out of like bed, kind of a thing. But they didn't ever like help me learn more about myself or shit. It was just bullshit. I just thought it was bullshit. And then I did my own healing on my own, healing. We're always healing. What did I do? I just sort of, I took a bunch of drugs, didn't I? Yeah. I took a lot of psychedelics alone in my bedroom for 10 years. And then I got over it. I got over my mother's expectations of me and my body and my life and what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer. I'm a preschool teacher. Like I was supposed to be a doctor and a lawyer who married a doctor and a lawyer or a lawyer living in Seattle or San Francisco or Austin, New York City or something. I had great education. I come from upper middle class people. I was actually put in the gifted and talented program at a young age because I was so academically beyond my peers. I was put in the accelerated classes in a good school, at a school that was already really good. I was ahead of everybody else. I got a scholarship into the best university in Texas. And I just blew it. I blew the whole thing. I blew it. I was supposed to be a lawyer. My brother is a lawyer. My brother makes $300,000 a year. And I'm a preschool teacher who lives in New Zealand. And as you can see, there's like wallpaper that's kind of degrading over there. Like we own our house. We don't have a mortgage. My partner, he built and sold $1 million property in Wellington. So we actually moved to a cheap place in New Zealand and we're mortgage free. But yeah, I've had to let go of my family karma. What was supposed to happen for me. I've had to let go of that. And in some ways, like if I look at my brother, he has far surpassed me. But I look at my brother now and he's doing all the shit I did in my teen and 20s. He's taking mushrooms, he's going to parties. He's like experimenting with stuff like in his 30s. And that's all like he works hard, plays hard kind of a thing. I did all that in my teens and 20s. And because of so much of that intense self-discovery and mind-bending experiences, I was removed from the reality of the world. Like I didn't care about money. I didn't care about it. I didn't care about my mom always my mom sent me a video yesterday. How to slim your shoulders. How to have feminine shoulders. How to not have masculine shoulders. She's still trying to control the way my body looks. Like, and I just see it now as a healed person, as a person who's gone through so much. And I'm like, I just feel bad for her. I feel like bad for her. She's almost 70 and she's still worried about her daughter being slim and rich. She's still worried about that. And I just feel bad for her. And what do? I send her a text message. I love you, Mom. I'll call you this weekend. I love you, Mom. I'll call you this weekend. Whatever shit you want to tell me, la, 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 la. I know who you are behind all that. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, I was a baby at some point, and she fed me the milk from her breast. And when I cried, she got out of bed and rocked me back to sleep and took care of me, fed me, clothed me, gave me a good education, made dinner every night. Like, she did a lot of good things. She cared about me, still cares about me, still asks about me, still concerned. She still, every time, it tells me where I should have been, what I should have done, how I should have been a person that should have been done this. And I just say, I understand. Thank you. Thank you. I understand. Thank you. I love you. I love you. And I want you to be safe. I want you to be protected. I want you to have no pain as you get older. I want you to have a comfortable retirement. I want you to be happy. I want you to find community as you get older. Like, every night I pray for my mother with my Palo Santo. I set my Palo Santo on fire and I pray for my fucking mother. I pray for my father and I pray for my dad and I pray for my dad. I pray for my brother. But honestly, it's my own fucking life and it's your own fucking life. You have quite a story. I can relate. So yeah, with mourning and grieving, it's not a bad thing. And like, as a person who has a lot of Scorpio, I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. Not a bad thing to have a grieving session. Not a graveyard, grieving, letting it go, rebirth, all that shit. Not a bad thing. It means we're evolving. It means we're karmically evolving. And I'll tell you something unique about my path. And it's like, I was meant to be like a rich person. And I just gave up on money. And I had sugar daddies. So I had men. I dated older men for money. And I made a lot of money doing that for a while in my 20s. But like, money, I didn't really care about that. Well, my partner now, he is working on a project, like an AI project with this millionaire who lives in Florida. He's 55. He's retired. He was like a retired tech guy. And for the past year, they've been working on this this AI thing. And they finally have this product. And this retired guy seems to think it's based on my partner's math. So my partner's been working on like mathematics for the past year, like really advanced mathematics. And he's figured out some way. I don't really understand completely. I'm a stupid person, but his mathematics can can increase the speed of computing, like the speed that it takes to compute something on a computer by like 4,000% or something. I don't really understand, but they believe that they're going to sell this idea for millions of dollars. I don't know if this is real. I don't know what's real. But this retired tech guy, they seem that they've been building this thing, and they've been working with like lasers and computing and sound and all this kind of shit. And the product is almost finished, and they're going to try to sell it to a tech company, and they're doing that. And so it's possible that I will be a millionaire. I know that sounds far-fetched. But this is something my boyfriend has been doing like all day, every day for the past like couple of years, like working on this AI, like mathematics and stuff like that. And he actually had this guy who has like 100,000 followers on his YouTube channel made a video about something that my boyfriend had sent him. And the video got thousands of views, and they were like, wow, this is amazing. Holy shit. And in the video, the guy was like, yeah, sometimes the most unsuspecting people come up with the most amazing breakthroughs in math and technology. Like sometimes it's just a guy who's a really conceptual thinker. So it's not always a guy who's got like a computer science degree from Harvard. Sometimes it's just a guy who has a creative way of thinking and applies it to mathematics, and they come up with something genius. And that video got like thousands and thousands of views, and like lots of comments about people who actually like used the AI software that my boyfriend, I don't know. It's a big story. I don't know what will come of it. As a witch, it's like just acceptance and seeing what happens and stuff. But yeah, that's what my boyfriend's been working on for the past couple of, and him and his partner, that millionaire guy, they said that they decided that they would settle on selling their product for $10 to $20 million. That's what they decided that it's worth. They decided it's worth billions, but they decided, I don't know. It sounds far-fetched. It sounds like a man crazy. Anyway. But yeah, I know that I'm married to a genius, or I'm not married, but he's my partner. I know that I'm with a genius. I just know. I've been with him for a long time. So I'm excited. It's possible that, yeah, despite everything, like I will still come out fairly wealthy just based on partnership. I have to go now. It's 2 a.m. I really appreciate the reading. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I just rambled on about some hypothetical shit in my own life, but good luck to you. And I think finding someone who matches your energy. Look for somebody who you vibe with, who you can really vibe with. Take care. All the best. All the best to you as well. And yeah. All the best to you. It's hard out there, man. It's and you seem like you would be a good woman to be in a relationship with based on these cards. So I really hope you find somebody. And if you don't, that's also okay. That's also okay. Jasmine, are you there? I see that there's 2 people watching. Does somebody else want a reading? Or else I'm gonna go. I'm actually, it's 9:04. It's not too late here. If somebody else wants a reading, let me know. Or else I'm going to go. Gonna go. Actually, I don't want to do another reading. That drained me. I need to I'm gonna go eat some vegetables. And yeah. Okay. See you later.